Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's Saturday, Slashback Saturday. This is the segment created by my good buddy, Joe the Horror Man, where he picks a theme, and we watch a slasher movie based on that theme, and do a short review. This week's theme is TV slashers, and that could be anything made for TV, made for one of the channels like Shudder or Prime or anything like that. Also, an episode of television or a television movie. Now, mine was it's kind of obscure, and I understand why he asked us to put the episode in the name, perhaps, because no one's really going to know what you're talking about, and no one's really going to know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. But anyway, mine is episode 4, The Doll, and that is on Door into Darkness. Now, this was a 1973 Italian television series presented by Dario Argento. Now, a little bit about the television series before I get into my pick. You have 4 episodes on here. Episode 1 is The Neighbor. Episode 2 is The Train. Episode 3 is Eyewitness. And episode 4, of course, is The Doll. What I did was I went through the synopsises and tried to find the one that most resembled a slasher. And to me, that was The Doll. Now, you would think, based on how it's advertised, that all of these are done by Dario Argento, and that is not the case. For example, episode 1, of course, is done by, and I'm sure you guys will recognize his name, those of you who love Italian cinema, and that is Luigi Cosi. I thought about watching that one, but there was no guarantee it was a slasher. So I read the synopsis, and I'm going to do that for you right now. An unknown mental patient escapes from an insane asylum and begins stalking innocent women. Now that's a slasher. Pretty much guaranteed. Now what you have on this episode, The Doll. Now this is directed by Mario Fogletti and written by Marcella Epsberger. Now this is starring Robert Hoffman, Mara Venier, and Gianfranco D'Angelo. And I can't really get into the specifics of the actual episode because it'll give away the purpose of the show. The purpose of the show, of course, this is a slasher murder mystery, and you're supposed to see if you can guess the identity of the killer. Now, once the killer was introduced into the film, I didn't have a problem, which was kind of disappointing. The reason why the show was created was to push the boundaries of Italian television with its violence and gore. There wasn't really much violence in this one, so it was a little bit disappointing, and there wasn't really any gore at all. Now, I'm not going to say that that's not the way of the entire 4 episodes because I haven't watched all of them yet. This one was just kind of a little bit boring to me. I was a little disappointed. I do look forward to watching the ones from Argento and Luigi Cosi, but the one I picked was kind of a little on the dull side. Now, I'm not going to say that this is not a recommendation, because I haven't watched all the episodes yet, but I do plan on doing that and maybe doing an overview of the entire series at some point. These episodes are about an hour. Mine was the longest episode with 61 minutes. The other ones run 58, 54, and 55. So, it's not really a long watch, and the best part about this, to be honest, is the intro by Dario Argento. He's very young at this point. Like I said, this was done in 1973, I believe. And he has this really puffy, kind of funny hairdo. Because at the time, of course, he's very young, and it's before his hair started receding. And he looks kind of funny. I wish I could find a picture to show you guys, but, I couldn't find one. But interesting, to say the least. And like I said, I do, even though the doll kind of left a bad taste, I do look forward to kind of popping this open and exploring the rest of the series. Now, this also has a documentary, which is another reason why I bought it, which is Dario Argento, Master of Horror. That's a 83-minute documentary, and you can actually watch these back to back to back without the intros or the opening sequence. This is in Italian with English subtitles, and while the picture is not great, they do offer an explanation in the beginning that the actual film itself no longer exists. They had to piece it together from different elements. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So, to be honest, I'm not sure I can recommend the rest of the series. The doll was a little bit of a miss for me, but it happens. I just was anxious to kind of show this off and kind of dive into watching it, because I've been on a bit of an Argento kick lately. And don't forget to watch Joe to see what he picked and what our theme is for next week, which I already know what I'm doing, hopefully. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.